Offended with Joe and Tim.
The 187th most popular podcast.
Yes.
In the comedy improv section of, what was that? What was the website that we were on?
You can just say top 200.
Jeeves.
You can just say
Ask Jeeves.
No, that doesn't
top
exist
200
anymore.
Comedy podcasts on AskJeeves.
No.
Yes. So welcome everyone.
No, we're
welcome.
ranked on the top 200 of improv on iTunes. So that's a
Which
very
sounds
good.
low until you realize there's literally thousands.
Oh, yeah.
and thousands of podcasts.
Absolutely. Just in any section alone, there's thousands of them. So I think we're doing all right for top 200.
Wow,
I didn't get to look around at who else was in like the bottom dwellers of the bottom 200.
I'm sure, no one you've ever heard of, like Joe Rogan, Mark Maron.
Well,
we're ahead of all those people. Bill Burr.
No,
we're ahead of him for sure.
I want to see who's like close in our little bubble, like in our percentile. I want to see who's nearest us that we can maybe be like, oh, we're just as good as this person, and then
or maybe we can do like a radio war, like the old Howard Stern, Opie Anthony days. We can do like radio wars. We
tried to do a radio war once and it failed.
Yeah. Actually, out of there's 6 billion people on Earth, so I mean, to be in the top 200 of anything, I think is an honor.
I think that's good. I mean, there's many things I'm on the list of for top 200, but
is this only English speaking podcast? Because I guess at that point you got to cut the number down of competition.
The way iTunes ranks everything is by country, so it's separated. But in the U.S., that's a pretty darn good thing.
Well, enough of bragging, Joe.
Yeah,
they know where to find us. BeOffendedRadio.com.
Yes.
Be Offended Radio on Twitter and Instagram.
Well, look at
and
you.
YouTube and Spotify.
So I gotta give out some information. We are striving not to just be the top 200 of our area, and we're trying to get to top
175.
Yeah, we're trying to get to top 100. But I'm also going on a side rail in my own quest here to be one of the top best sounding podcasts of all.
For all the pedophiles, audiophiles out there.
Yes. So right now there's like a transition. So if you've noticed the first couple of episodes, the sound has been slightly different between them. It's because slowly we've been upgrading gear. But from this point forward, the gear is going to be finalized and everything's going to sound amazing. So from episode 3 and on,
will it fix my speech impediment?
Kind of, actually. I've been working on that. I sometimes edit out your stutters just to make you sound better. That's behind the wall.
You slow me down.
No, I find
I'm
a moment
like half speed or something.
Yeah, I find a moment where you say the word 3 times, but you get it right on the 3rd time, and I just chop the first 2 off.
And then you just cut out the other 2. So I sound like I'm like the quickest guns in the West because you just cut out all like the stuttering and all the finding of the words. Just like usually joke, and
I get you right in there. But
you can be so disappointed when they meet you in real life.
Yeah, when you're on another show, they're gonna be like, "Wait, this guy doesn't talk like this at all."
This mumbling guy who can't find his words. Takes him 17 minutes into the podcast to finally warm up and tell a good improv joke.
It's a necessary. I mean, I do it to myself as well, because sometimes
we just moved up to 153.
Yeah,
thank you.
I do it to myself too. I sometimes just go off because I'm reading and talking at the same time, but I'm reading about something else that pertains to the future conversation. So it gets hard because you have to kind of multitask, and you're reading without having to say something like I'm doing right now, and I'm fucking it up.
What are you doing right here? Basically, you're trying to think
I'm
of
actually
you're trying to
right
segue
now.
into yourself.
Yeah. So I have something right off the top that I figured would be excellent.
We're like 7 minutes into the podcast already.
Yeah, this is true. I got a text alert of all things on my phone, and I look at it, and my dermatologist
that you were in the neighborhood.
Yeah, my dermatologist is now doing virtual examinations.
Oh, is this the same one that examined your penis in the previous season?
Yes. So I'm just sitting there thinking, okay, so how does this work? You take your iPhone and you go on FaceTime.
Well, no, I think that first they have to give you a certain number of tokens, and then after that you go private, and then at which point you display your genitals.
Yeah,
that's my understanding of how genitals work on the internet.
It's such like a cam girl thing to do, to have someone else on the other. Like, that's got to be really weird. I don't know if I would trust that.
It's your penis's natural habitat, right? In front of
on
a camera or
okay.
a video, right? So, I mean, at that point, you must be more comfortable. I'd be afraid of being
Would you do it? Would you do it? Would you do like a virtual dermatologist, examination?
A virtual head to toe dermatologist?
Like, what happens when they have to go to your ass? Do you just like have a mirror set up like some weird shit?
You just have to turn around and just open your asshole to the camera, obviously.
Just bend over. And then, like, what's happening? Is there like a few people? I'm guessing it's going to be the nurse and the doctor.
Well, I'm assuming because they don't have like the technology, so I'm assuming they just put it up on the TV in the waiting area, right? And they're all just gathered around in the waiting area watching your asshole on the 70-inch 4K TV. They usually play CNN when you're waiting, and instead it's your asshole.
Yeah, I mean, that would help. Anyway, I just thought that I should bring that up because apparently that's what my dermatologist
I'm assuming
is doing.
They're doing like gynecologists and stuff too. So basically everybody. Yeah, this is turning everyone into cam girls.
Huh. I wonder if that's going to be part of the fappening. All these leaked medical videos.
I was about to say that. I bet there's a lot of, because there was a big scandal with Zoom.
Yes.
Apparently some of the school districts are saying not to use Zoom because there's issues with privacy. So I'm assuming that's at least some of these gynecologist offices are probably using Zoom. And I think
you have something bad.
I think this is part of the new fappening.
You have something bad and wrong with you if the doctor asks you to go on Zoom and there's like 5 other doctors watching. It's bad when you're like in any doctor's office and they call over and like a few more doctors come in and then a few more doctors come in and they're like,
well, I don't know anything about Zoom. Can I just sit here and because everyone has face masks now, right? So can I just sit here in a face mask in front of my webcam and then just like kind of sneak
with your penis out?
Kind of slide myself into some of these medical examinations?
You know what?
I mean, because as you're saying, if there's like 4 or 5 doctors, like because there's probably still teaching hospitals, like the interns, how like they bring you. So like, how would they actually know? So just like, oh, like you must be observing, and I just sit there with like my little surgical. Because obviously I'd have to wear the surgical mask. At home.
Oh, because that'll help your speech.
It would make you uncomfortable because like if you have your penis out and you're showing to somebody, like now you're just a pervert. But if the guy's wearing a face mask, then you're showing for medical reasons. So I'm assuming that even though you're showing your genitals over the internet to the doctor's still wearing his like little doctor like mask, his little doctor like eye covering and his little like hairnet and stuff, because otherwise it's just like, I'm just showing my penis to this giveaway is always this man on the
stethoscope,
internet, right?
You need that stethoscope around your neck. That's official. I have one.
So I think if I wore like a Dr. Halloween costume and just sat like on Zoom all day, I could probably like just do a lot of medical examinations. Just cruise, I
don't think this is a chatterbait where you're just sitting there thumbing through people waiting for someone's boobs to come out. I don't think it works that way.
In one of the old episodes, you said you were waiting just for society to break down enough so you can become a doctor. So apparently I am too. I didn't realize that I was.
You see how this is where both of our minds are linked. You just don't know it yet.
Yeah, but you were doing it in person. I was you were doing it in your van. I'm much lazier. I'm just going to sit here with like just waiting.
Do it remotely. So
no, definitely remotely with my podcast equipment, with my giant headphones on.
So you have some topics I hear. I'm curious to what you have on your plate.
Well, Joe, one of your favorite things you used to talk about on the last season, which you don't get to do anymore because of society breaking down, is flying.
Yes.
You love flying.
I'm a FAA registered student pilot.
Well, apparently there's a 64-year-old Frenchman who is not quite as into flying as you are. So apparently his company, they did a surprise outing.
Outing? He was gay?
So he was surprised by employees I know, like a company outing. That's what they call it. I guess for some reason, yeah, like you can't call it a party. It's an outing. The company all went out.
The only outing I know is coming out gay.
We're still waiting for that outing. Okay. So they took him and they took him on a ride in a French fighter jet as like a surprise.
Oh, so he was on a ride along. Okay. He wasn't a pilot.
He was on a ride along in a fighter jet. And he was so stressed out when they started to climb. That he looked for something to grab onto, and he grabbed the ejector seat.
No.
And he shot himself out of the plane.
On a climb.
Yeah.
That's
at 2,500 feet, and the pilot began to climb. The passenger panicked and reached for something to hold on to. Unfortunately, it was the ejector seat button. And he threw himself out. And apparently he hadn't secured his helmet, so his helmet just went flying away. And then he was just flapping there without a helmet on the way down.
Holy shit. So for people who don't know, you have to arm the ejector seat on a fighter plane or anything that has an ejector. You have to arm it, and you usually arm it right before takeoff. There's a procedure. And obviously, he didn't arm it.
You have an ejector seat in your little single engine that you fly?
No, but
or are you just talking in general?
No, just in general. This is how ejector seats work. And there's an arming device because it's an explosion. It's an explosive that actually it's a rocket. It literally is a rocket on your chair. So he became Rocket Man.
The Rocket Science Minute.
Yeah,
Science Minute.
So here's the thing. What was crazy is that most fighters, the pilot has to arm the ejecting seats and can have control over it. So this particular plane must have had a dual arm system where he could control it. That's crazy. So basically any idiot can just pull that. It's a two-step process to arm as well. So yeah.
Well, they're French. So maybe it helps them.
They have really good planes, though. Yeah.
In case one person wants to surrender.
Okay, there you go.
Like maybe just makes it easier. This way, like they don't have to be in agreement when they surrender. So like they can just surrender like whenever they feel like
there's like a little white flag button, and then it shoots them out.
Yeah. Just like, oh, I'm sorry, I changed my mind. We surrender.
Yeah, okay. So
apparently the maximum speed of this is 870 miles per hour. So it was a real
it's
fighter jet.
It's close to, that's Mach 1 depending on your height. So okay. So he did this on takeoff. Did they say how far after initial takeoff? Was this like literally in a climb?
2,500 feet. At 2,500 feet.
So you're still climbing, and depending on the maneuver, 2,500 feet. Yeah, you'd be in a climb and banking left to turn out of airspace. Wow, that's really bad.
The pilot was not ejected, so he got minor facial injuries, and the passenger was taken to a hospital.
Holy shit!
But he avoided serious injuries. But his heart rate was at up to 142.
Oh, at 64 years old. That's pretty low considering what he went through.
He was just total panic.
Wow! So he pulled that goes to show you, don't grab onto things when you're panicking. Because you never know what you can do. You can grab someone's penis by accident. You just jerk someone off by accident.
That's happened so many times to you.
Yeah, to me particularly.
Yes.
Yeah. So I guess what I take out of it, because I'm more fascinated. I can't even come up with really good jokes because I'm just fascinated at the series of events that has to allow an idiot in the Wizzo seat. It's called the Wizzo seat. Yeah. To
pull the what?
It's called the Wizzo seat. It's basically the person who sits in the back is called the Wizzo. And it's
they're in charge of like taking like the cup of pee or something, like throwing it out the window.
No, it's not because of that. Anyway, the point is I'm just fascinated that it was able to eject on a climb. I guess, yeah, if it's armed, it's armed. I guess you can do that from the ground too. Yeah, once it's armed, that's it. There is a limiter though. If you are pulling a certain amount of G's in a certain pitch, it actually won't work. Because you can kill yourself more instantly from ejecting than whatever else would happen. Yeah.
Thank you for the rocket science / aviation minute.
So wait, so
this extra credit for your flight school?
Yeah, I should get like a quarter of an hour on my
or
my
like those
logbook.
little wings they hand out to children on for the flight attendants.
No, we don't get wings. No, that's only
little TWA wings. It's only for children.
Yeah,
it's flight attendants when they're brave kids, when they're brave little boys and girls.
Well, and the hot girl too.
Oh, maybe you can get another patch for your jacket.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Nobody knows about that.
Valor jacket. Joe showed up with a leather jacket that he got at a Goodwill store.
Oh, God.
And it had like a whole bunch of like patches on it from like wars that he didn't fight in.
And
like moon
wars.
missions that he didn't
NASA
take part
patches.
in. Yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah, no, he walked in with like a bob and a calculator. He seemed to be one of those hidden figure women too.
I came in as Top Gun. That's what I did. I had the shades. I had the whatever. Anyway, so
stolen valor.
It's not stolen valor if it's not military apparel.
You have as proud an aviation history as the 64-year-old French man.
No, that's not true at all. No. I actually fly planes. I don't panic when in a climb.
Well.
Yeah. So what was your, I guess, take on the aftermath? Did you think he was, like, did he come out with like a broken arm? What was his?
I guess that's like medical privacy. I don't know. They didn't really, I'm thinking it might have been like a murder, like almost, cause why, like he's 64 years old, all
suicide.
Of his
maybe he wanted to
take him out.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, cause as you said, it takes many steps apparently to get the ejector seat to even be armed to eject.
Yeah, but the pilot did that. So as soon as it's armed, that's it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So maybe the pilot was in on it.
Oh,
maybe it's one of those like the father he owns the company and like he's like driving into the ground. The son is like mad, or maybe he was having an affair. So the wife wants to kill him off because of the mistress. It's France, so everyone has a mistress.
Wait a second.
Maybe this could have been like a murder for hire plot, and then it went wrong, and he actually, because his helmet wasn't put on properly. Like, there's a lot of like questions that I have here.
Well, so that was it shows the incompetence on the pilot. That's for sure, because the pilot should have gone through many briefings to let this asshole in his fucking Wizzo seat.
Briefings. You're in a foreign country. There's no briefings. You ever go to a foreign country when they take you? I went to Ecuador.
It's not fucking Iraq.
No, when I went to Ecuador and we went on a snorkel trip, and so they take you out in the middle of the ocean, and I got food poisoning. So the entire time I'm vomiting off the side of the boat. I'm like in the little I'm just shitting my brains out. There are dolphins flying. There's literally dolphins.
You're chumming the waters.
Dolphins.
Is what they say.
I'm puking while looking at just dolphins. It's beautiful, right? So finally, after like an hour and a half, we're in the middle of the ocean. And there's these two like giant rocks, like probably like 150 feet. But then,
is this the Titanic motion? Like what's happening here?
So there's like a rock, and then there's like maybe like a 50 yards, not even 50 yards, maybe like 25 yards of water, and then another rock. So it turns out this was like Grand Central Station for like sea life. So as soon as you went in the water, it was like sharks and fish. It was like the greatest snow I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's like
we were in Ecuador,
Finding Dory. Yeah.
So everyone was on the boat, and then they just stopped it, and then everyone was supposed to jump off the boat. Half the people didn't have fins. Half the people didn't know how to swim, and they literally threw us out into open ocean with a current that was moving between two giant rocks that were about 25 yards apart.
Yeah, so you could just get wrecked.
I brought 4 people back to the boat. I was a lifeguard when I was younger, so I'm sitting there with food poisoning. I get in the water, and I literally had to see. So that's what they have in foreign countries. So no, there's no way. If there's no safety for
but that's
flying
where were you?
in
Ecuador?
France.
What is that? Where were you?
Yeah,
Ecuador.
Same thing.
That's Ecuador.
Countries.
That's a third world country. This is France. They have one of the biggest
thing.
navies.
When you're in a foreign country, they're like. Oh, you want to fly in plane? And then they just bring you up in the plane. No, yeah, with their berets or something. Hold on, let me finish my... make sure you hold your cigarette tight. It's windy up here.
French
there's no way. The guy's beret is like, no, please. That's why they have the little tiny mustaches in France. The rest of it like blows off because they're smoking this. The wind takes up their mustaches. They're like blowing their cigarette smoke out the side of their fighter jet. Please.
No.
Yeah, no way.
Okay, no.
The guy's like stuffing his baguette into the back of the cockpit. Please. with his little striped shirt on.
This is the Tim French rant minute.
But you didn't know I knew so much about France, did you?
Yeah,
no, there's no way. You're talking about briefings. There's no way. Once you're in a foreign country, there's no briefing. It's like, oh, you want to do some snorkeling, and they just throw you into the middle of the open ocean without any fins, without any swimming training.
I think you're traumatized.
You want to fly? You jump in. I'm telling you. It happens all the time. You hear about people dying ziplining in like Costa Rica because like somebody just decided to like, oh, there's a tree and there's another tree, and they just like put up a string. Like they don't even know. There's no like safety. No one's going through the jungles of Costa Rica to inspect the zip line tours.
You're so like passionate about this issue.
Oh yeah, well that's like I've never had to bring it up before. But as soon as you talked about briefing, it like triggered me. Just how people go on foreign countries. Do you ever go horseback riding in a foreign country? They just like give you a horse. In America, you get like a donkey if you're lucky. In a foreign country, they give you like a stallion. There's no helmets. There's no road. They're just like, oh, here's a horse. Like come back in an hour. Like, what the hell am I gonna do when there's a horse?
See,
besides kill myself.
Well, that's
the same thing. They give you a fighter jet. I guarantee it. Let's go to France. I'll
go to France if they let me fly a fighter jet. I'm not going to sit with them. They will. Fuck that.
I'm sure they will. It's the same thing.
No.
Oh, you were a pilot. They'll see your.
I'll give them my FAA certificate.
You show me a bomber jacket. They're like, oh, this guy's been to space. Fought in Vietnam. Look at his jacket. Look at those patches on his jacket. He must be a pilot. Here, take the keys. Shit. You ever go to a foreign country and get a rental car? Like they don't even speak English, and I just give them like what purports to be my driver's license. They just give me a car.
Well,
they don't. Do you think
in Africa,
people in Iceland know what a New York driver's license is? They just give you a car. Here's a car. Yeah. How big a car do you want? They give me like a truck. They took diesel. I had to put diesel in my truck. They didn't know if I knew how to drive.
I was in Nigeria in Africa, and the driving, out of all the things, I was in jungle. I was in like literally the shit you see on commercials where there's like naked babies and chickens and sheep and just dirt mud huts, and that's it. Like that stuff. I was in that. I was in the thick of it. And then you go to Lagos.
This when you were the Tiger King, right? Or the Lion King.
And then I was in Lagos, which is one of the biggest cities in the world, in Nigeria. And the scariest part out of all the crazy shit that I did in the jungle near gorillas, just like all that stuff and threats of kidnapping and all this shit, like the scariest thing was just driving in a taxi in the major city. That was the scariest thing because people drove like there was no lanes, there was no laws. That was it. It was just free for all. It was scary as fuck. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Yep.
They don't care.
Mm-hmm. I bet they'll give you a plane.
That'd be great. I'd get a plane from them.
Yeah.
Fly
Too
my
bad you
ass
went
out
into
of there.
flying back then. You could have flown with the Nigerian Air Force.
Yeah, great. We got to go to a break. We're way beyond. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Looking for more talk radio? You can listen to all of Season 2 of The Inappropriate Guys right now on BeOffendedRadio.com. Here's a clip from that season.
Is the Home Depot app going to help me be handy?
So
is this what this is about? Is this helping me?
No.
Are you helping me be handy? So the Home Depot app, what? Or can I summon a real man to come over and build something for my wife?
So it's like a cucking or whatever.
Is that cuckold? Instead of a man to fuck your wife, it's a man to like build her furniture.
Yeah. In front of you.
Yeah, he just builds it. Yeah.
This is such a very specific.
It's a cuckold app
so unhandy
for men who
when
are
you get
unhandy.
off on it.
Yeah, you just This big burly man comes over and puts the dresser togetger. Yeah.
Holy shit.
The bed is uneven. Let's get this big man to come in and straighten it out. Yeah. He levels the bed. And your wife is laying in the bed to make sure it's level. And you're in the corner
naked
masturbating. That's how you get off. It's a cuckold fantasy.
Cuckold fantasy. But there's no sex happening.
No,
it's just handy.
And you use the
and you have to tip them.
And use the Home Depot app to facilitate it.
And we're back.
We are back. That was a very nice break.
Yes, it was. I could hear you peeing. That's how nice of a break it was.
That's funny because like sometimes like, you know, we take breaks, but then we don't actually take breaks. But this time I actually did. I went out and talked to my wife. Yeah. I got a new cider from the cider fridge.
The cider fridge.
I have a special fridge that's just filled with hard ciders.
How American of you. Speaking of America.
Is it though? Is it American? I feel like it's more
German?
I don't know. I feel like Americans have like a Budweiser fridge or something. Like a bunch of Bud Lights.
Oh, yeah, I guess. So we had a little, okay, we did this thing. We keep talking about it because it was a really good bit about how you can get away with Disney music being underneath something. And,
under
you know, it'll always get stricken, you know, from a copyright strike. So it's always pulled from everything. And, you know,
first it was the pornography, and then it became the murder minute.
Yeah. And so it's all encompassing. So, and we've been dodging the bullet. You know, we do fair use here and there with just like one little sound of something here and there. But we actually got on our YouTube channel a full-blown copyright strike. And I was
what
like,
what do we do on the YouTube channel?
I didn't know at the time, and I was like, oh, fuck, you know, Disney got us. You know, that's what I was thinking. It's like, fuck, Disney got us. And I look at the episode, and I'm like, this isn't the Disney episode. And I look at the copyright strike. Was
it for In the Arms of an Angel under
no,
I Will Remember You or
you
something?
You see, you can keep naming things. You will not get what we got taken down
when
for.
I did the James Bond theme song?
No. Like, it's insane what we got taken down for.
I think I sang a song once.
No.
Did we sing a song together?
No.
Was it one of my impersonations? They thought it was a real person and they took it down?
That is definitely not what would happen. So the Star Spangled Banner, that's what under one of our rants, I don't remember if it was yours or mine.
How is that copyrighted?
So the recording of it was from, I guess, one of these symphony orchestras, and their publishing company, even though the rights aren't, you know, like the musical rights are not owned by them. The print rights are, the mechanical rights are. So they copyright striked us for the mechanical rights to the Star fucking Spangled Banner.
You gotta be kidding me. So what do we have now? Like some asshole on a kazoo playing it or something?
No,
or what? We had to record our own version?
They were nice and they didn't take out our audio. They just won't allow us to monetize it, which is fine because we're not going to monetize it anyway. But I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. Of all the Disney stuff, of all the like other shit that we've done and made fun of and everything, the fucking Star Spangled Banner is what got us.
Wait, so when that goes through, did at least someone listen to so does that count as a view at least? Or like, is that just all bots?
That's all we care.
We didn't even get anything.
That's all we care.
Yeah, I just need the page hits because we are here.
Yeah, we're trying to sell more ads.
Listen, this is a recession, brother. We gotta start
get those numbers
selling.
up. Yeah. Oh my God.
Pretty soon, this whole podcast is gonna be about selling T-shirts and dick pics.
I mean, we're almost there.
Dick pills.
Dick pics? No, I'll sell dick pics. Find my dick pics in our store.
You've already flooded the market with free ones.
Yeah. No, but these are special from a different angle. from the point of view of never mind. Anyway, so so we got hit by the thing you would least expect us to get hit by. I never would have guessed that in yeah, it's insane. I can't believe they did it.
No possible way I would have guessed that.
Yeah, like of all the things, of everything we've ever done, and we're talking like an entire year of stuff, and that's what it was.
Our first copyright strike.
Yeah, our first. Wait, does that technically count as angry hate mail?
Yeah,
it's a cease and desist.
Yes, finally,
we got our first hate mail.
What was it? Was it the trans underwear bit? Was it me killing my family? No. It was when we played the Star Spangled Banner
for something patriotic.
What about the rant that was being said over the Star Spangled Banner? Was that offensive to anybody?
No.
We're totally Star Spangled Banner. Okay, we bought my 3-month-old son one of those little pianos with like 8 keys, so I can have him record
the Star Spangled
version of the Star Spangled Banner on his little 8-key piano.
Well, this is what I'm going to do
if we need to put it there, because I think that would be actually really probably like. Given how I feel about America these days, I feel like that's like what it deserves. Like a nice, like
no.
3-month-old
I'm playing real
Star Spangled Banner
something under
on
us
an 8-key piano.
So
you better not. I'm going to record. I'm going to report us ourselves.
I'm going to record the Be Offended Radio's version of the Star Spangled Banner for us, so that way we have the mechanical rights. That's what's going to happen. But it's going to be extra flavor. You'll see.
Oh God, I'm a little.
You're a little afraid.
I'm a little afraid.
Have you noticed I have a smoker's laugh, even though I've never smoked a day in my life?
No.
Actually, I have smoked.
I usually am talking over your laughter.
Great, thank you.
Okay, I just looked on YouTube. There are videos of men with Down syndrome singing the Star Spangled Banner.
Oh,
at baseball games. If you want to use that as our Star Spangled Banner under the rants.
And that unfortunately is also a copyright.
But it's already on YouTube.
Yes, but that doesn't mean the person, whoever creates the video or audio recording, automatically owns the rights to whatever they record. So if I record something that is technically royalty free, but I record it, I can still copyright strike something that I don't own the rights to for the song, but I own the rights to the recording of my version of the song, the mechanical rights. It's bullshit.
Okay, there's 3 videos of deaf people doing the Star Spangled Banner. So we can.
So they won't know. They won't hear it. They won't be able to strike us
play
down.
that. I believe it's playing right now. Actually, I believe.
Oh God!
A lot of people don't know this actually, but the entire time I podcast, I actually am podcasting over a deaf rendition of the Star Spangled Banner.
So, all right, you've got more stories. What are your stories?
Oh, well, can things get any worse, Joe? Because
there's zombies.
Well, there's also a forest fire only 0.6 miles away from Chernobyl.
That's on my list too.
Yeah. So, which by the way, that was in season 2. Yeah. I was the one time you've ever listened to me when I gave you a recommendation.
Yeah, I watched Chernobyl.
Chernobyl, amazing. Little did we know that Chernobyl was going to be like our lives, where like you just have this disaster. Everyone's like, nothing to see here. People are just dying. Like, nope, nothing. Like, go about your business. Go about your business. So apparently, not only is the worldwide pandemic, just basically Chernobyl on a global scale, but actual Chernobyl is back in the news because there is a forest fire 0.6 miles away from the Chernobyl site. Can I play? And there's a giant radiation risk.
A copyrighted version of Backstreet Boys Back over this. Backstreet's back. All right. See, I can sing it.
Your uncle and his band did that at my wedding, so I can pull that from the wedding video.
You own the mechanical copyrights, but they can still strike it. Whatever. Yeah, copyright sucks, man. I mean, it's great when you're on the receiving end, when
you're the copywriter and not the copywritee.
We add the E to everything.
That's how you know if you're on the giving end or the receiving end.
Is the E?
It's the EE, the double E. The double E makes you the recipient of
said ludicrous situation. So
there's a giant forest fire raising outside of Chernobyl, heading towards the plant.
Now the plant, if people don't know this, has a new covering over it. So there's this concrete and metal covering that was renewed after the old one was collapsing and failing. So it's fairly protected. However, I don't think it's
around
fire.
There is irradiated.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's not actually that. Well, I mean, the site itself is, but everything around the site it's heavily.
Yeah, the ground is.
Yeah. So just the fact that it's burning out everything that is all burning, that ash, whatever it's releasing, is just that's all radioactive.
Yeah. So it's
so there's just a radioactive fire. Like even now that it's 0.6 miles away. Is already too close because all of that land is irradiated.
If we wrote a movie and said there's going to be a worldwide pandemic where everybody is forced to stay in their homes, hospitals are going crazy, and then a fire, but toilet paper is nowhere to be found, and then a fire starts near Chernobyl and starts kicking shit up, people will be like, that's stupid. That's not going to happen. That's not realistic.
It would be like, it'd be like that bad TV show where it's like one thing too many.
Yeah,
it's like no,
it's like a Jean-Claude Van Damme 1990s movie, and then he has to like swoop in and save the day. It's like that bad of a thing. Just you don't see this. It's like a video game. This is what this is. It's a video game.
Oh, it's a bad movie. You're right. It's it's like a badly edited movie.
Yeah, they didn't cut out anything. They were just like, you know what? What's one more thing? Next thing you know, we'll have
aliens.
No, something a little more realistic. We'll have a big
more realistic.
A volcano.
I don't know. Forest fire at Chernobyl is already so far unrealistic that I'm gonna have to.
No, I'm thinking like a volcano.
Aliens are around the corner.
No, I think it's a volcano first. I think we're gonna have a supermassive volcano.
Oh, like Yellowstone.
Yeah, I think Yellowstone's all of a sudden
is finally going to go up.
Yep, they're like, you know what? It's the trifecta.
So at that point, do I kill my family? What point do I kill my family?
I don't know. I mean,
I went out shopping yesterday. I was able to get paper towels and ciders.
So you're rich.
Yeah, I was not able to get toilet paper. I do have tissues, the good tissues too, like good the Kleenex, tissues. Not the shitty ones. Yeah. Bounty, the good paper towels, not the shitty ones. I was able to get my ciders.
Oh my God.
So my family's still alive. I haven't killed them yet, and I haven't given up on society. But if the Yellowstone caldera blows up, is that? Do I kill my family? Are you on the boat point. Blowing a guy?
No, I'm at that point. I'm getting out. I'm pulling the ejector seat.
So COVID-19. Okay, so COVID-19, staying alone. No, you're still fine. Podcasting.
Yeah.
The bug out bag is still
literally in a bunker. There's not much that can happen to me here.
Fire. Chernobyl, radioactive ash circling the earth, still fine.
I've got bunker, a Geiger counter. I've got all the same protection. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
McDonald's cookies are still being made.
It's all fine.
If the Yellowstone caldera, that's the end of the line.
That's kind of where I'm fucked because at that point, the ash cloud, you have to go to South America. There's no option. The winds are going to cross America and all of Europe. So the only place that'll be safe is the South. So. Plus, it'll be winter.
Well, let's make sure you learn how to swim, or they just throw you right into the ocean. So. Check the zip line. Make sure the zip line is tied really high to the tree before you decide to go on that, because there's no safety down there.
That's your new job. That's your life skill. Is being a lifeguard.
I just hang out in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, waiting for people to come over.
All the tourists in the Galapagos Islands who don't know how to
they don't know how to disembark a boat.
Who left their fins back at the hotel. I didn't think that they'd be thrown into literally like
shark-infested water,
deep ocean with sharks. Actually, there were sharks. That's the first thing I saw.
Did you ever get to see a shark like in the water with you?
No, that's what I'm saying. We literally I put on my mask and I looked down and there was a shark, and then there was like a dozen sharks, and it was literally like it was like this channel between the rocks, and it must have it was just literally like fish swimming. North, south, east, west, like north, east, south. Like it was just every direction at like 10 feet, 15 feet, 20 feet, 30 feet. There were sea turtles. I went down. I was swimming next to the sea turtle. Yeah, I didn't get that close to the sharks, but obviously the sharks weren't dangerous because they were like swimming with all the fish. So I figured if they weren't eating the fish, they weren't going to eat me. Because I think the
wrong, actually. The sharks don't eat fish. They eat larger animals.
No, because these
sea lions.
But the Galapagos is the sea lions we had to stay away from.
Yeah,
there were sea lions we only allowed near like a certain.
You know why? Not because the sea lions are dangerous, it's because the sharks are dangerous.
Oh no, the sea lions were in so by the way, that was the second stop. So the first stop was the middle of the ocean.
Everybody survived
literally, that? like moving ocean. So when I bring the people back to the boat, I look back to see where the group was, because the group was supposed to swim through this, I would say it was maybe 150 to maybe 300 yards long, but still only 25 yards. So they were supposed to swim through that, a bunch of tourists, and then the boat was going to pick them on the other side. So I swim back the people who were drowning, and I bring them back to the boat, and I look back, and the swells were probably about 25 feet.
That's huge.
Well, it wasn't like breaking, but it was just like the way the way there was moving. So the pulsing, it's just up and down, you're rolling.
Yeah.
So I literally, I swim the people back to the boat. I look around to find the group, and the group is 25 feet over my head, like 100 yards away. And I'm like, I look back at the boat. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing? So they actually end up bringing them back and being like, okay, people are going to die. But I could not believe And then the next stop was literally 6 feet of water, and it was just a bunch of sea lions that we swam with. So anyway, the point of this story is...
Yeah, what is the point of this story? I think you're just trying to show off that you were rescuing people. I showed off last time, so it's
very dangerous in South America. So that's when it goes. I think I would probably have to... so South America would be safe, because you did tell us the wrong wind direction.
No, this is correct.
In New York.
So South America. Because you're going to have... similar to nuclear winter.
Effect?
No, yes, that too. But because of the way, basically, you're going to need to go into a warmer climate. So the closer to the equator, the better, because after a supermassive volcano erupts, the ash is going to block out a lot of the sun. Yeah, so you're going to have something similar to a nuclear winter where the sun is blocked out. So those warm areas are actually going to cool off, and they're going to be like 60 degrees on the equator versus
so you're as close to the equator as possible.
Yeah, so that'll be the safest spot. That's where they'll be able to grow food too, because everything else, the crops is all going to die. So.
Okay, is this one of your podcasts? Are you plugging your podcast?
Not yet. The Surviving Doomsday is coming out soon.
And is there going to be a Yellowstone Caldera?
Yeah, it's one of the episodes. It's one of the episodes. Yeah. So, well, it's funny. I had a list. Okay,
this podcast.
I had a list of like all of the things, and 2 of them are happening that were on that list. It was another Chernobyl and a fucking virus pandemic.
So people might not want to listen to this podcast right now. It's like people like imagination and like what's it?
What's the thing?
Like fantasy. Like people want fantasy.
People want
right
to suspend disbelief.
And, yeah, and you're literally like giving them exactly what's happening now. It's like, okay, surviving doomsday. There's a moron as president.
Well, okay, so
there's a global depression.
So
Chernobyl's on fire, and there's a disease that takes 3 weeks to even have symptoms, and then you have it for 6 weeks after that. What do you do?
Netflix has been putting out more and more and more disaster movies every single day. Another disaster movie comes on because that's what people are wanting. People are wanting like these after 9/11. A lot of people turned to these big action movies, and it's the same thing. People just once it's in your mind, you just want to live it even bigger.
Yeah, my wife asked me if we wanted to watch
2012.
No, I love 2012. Yeah. I watch it all the time. What's the pandemic? No, what's it?
No.
What was the Netflix movie?
There's a Netflix one. Is it?
There's one. It's available on Netflix, but it's pandemic. Contagion.
Contagion is phenomenal.
It's actually good. Yeah. She was like, "Do you want to watch Contagion?" I'm like, "We're living Contagion."
Here's the thing.
This shit.
There's 2 movies. One of them is the bullshit one, and one of them is the one that was like the movie blockbuster. So you want to make sure you're going to get that clickbait bullshit where it's they labeled it. Which? Yeah, it's the one with Gwyneth Paltrow of all people. You want the one. Ooh. You want the one with Gwyneth Paltrow. You want that vagina.
So I just follow the smell of the candle. I just light the candle and let it take me to
follow her.
Okay.
Yeah, but you want the Matt Damon and Gwyneth Paltrow movie. That's the good one.
Okay.
That movie's actually very educational for people who don't understand this shit. They should watch that.
Okay, well, this is a good public service announcement.
Yeah, we always do public service announcements. We are a very good show. People just don't know that. Hey, top 200. Top 200.
Is that for, I think we just dropped. Yeah. Is that for our ad campaign?
I mean,
we are a very good show.
We are a very good show. Like us. It's just
my wife.
Yeah, I like. Yeah, that's
so I got one more thing, Joe.
Okay.
2019.
Okay, you're already too late.
Pornhub does a year in review every year.
Oh.
So Pornhub put out all their stats for 2019.
YouTube does that too. Okay.
And it was the top relative categories of porn viewed by women by state.
Oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I already can sense where this is going, but I want to hear more.
Well, it's just so in Washington, the number one compared to other states, Washington State is fetish.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
I told you that. I told you this on towards the end of the Inappropriate Guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
In Michigan, it was pissing.
Yep. Another freak state.
Okay.
Colorado is really up there. If you find Colorado.
Colorado was pretty simple brunette.
Oh, really? That is odd. Colorado is full of fucking crazies.
Pennsylvania, bondage.
Okay, I see it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Rhode Island, cuckold.
Oh,
that's an interesting one.
So you
got a bunch of like rich, all those people in their estates there.
Oh, okay.
In Newport, all those Newport estates.
That's interesting. Okay.
Delaware transgender.
I wouldn't have thought that. Delaware?
Yeah. New York and New Jersey, Indian.
What? Oh, yeah, we do have a giant population of that. That's weird, though.
Yeah. And your favorite, Joe, West Virginia. This is the VR minute. VR. West Virginia, the #1 category of porn viewed by women compared to any other state is VR. VR.
Oh, you know
porn.
what? I also forgot that this was women only. This wasn't the man side of things. So that's interesting. What women want? VR.
Apparently women I didn't realize that women in West Virginia have enough
money for VR.
Bandwidth. Yeah. I didn't know they had high-speed internet.
Well, if you live near a coal facility, maybe you do, because you're still working. Shit.
Well, now, here's another interesting thing. What do you think people look at porn the most on? A desktop, phone, or tablet?
I would assume a mobile device just because of the trend of things, but I'm
76%.
Oh, so I was right.
76% on your phone.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, only 13% on your desktop, 7.1% on your tablet.
Yeah, because desktop is something that someone else could possibly stumble upon, and you actually have work on there. Most mobile devices are your naughty boy, device. That's
Don't call me old fashioned, but when the missus and I like to watch some good pornography, we take out the computer. You know what I mean?
Do you do the Apple stream to the big screen TV? Just sprawl out and be like, all right, it's time to jerk.
I don't know why I didn't think of that. Actually,
yeah, you can stream it to any. You can stream it to any TV that's hooked up to the internet.
I might need to do that.
Yeah, there you go.
I might have something to do after this podcast.
You have a nice sound bar too.
Well, I guess that's why you can do it on your phone. Do you think people are sending it from their phone to
they could be multicasting.
Because watching it on your phone is really shitty. It's really not fun to watch pornography videos on your phone, because also it's fucking shaking the whole time.
Here's the thing.
You're shaking. You're moving. It's moving. How are you supposed to look at the pornography?
I have a very steady hand.
Flying up and around.
Are they counting? Because there's an overlap here that VR. Okay, like half of the VR stuff, people are using their phone because your phone could go into these VR goggles as the VR thing. So,
but VR's not that popular. VR was just popular in West Virginia compared to other things. So I don't think 76% of people looking at Pornhub on their phones
are using the VR
because of the VR.
Huh.
No. I don't think VR porn is that popular.
I think it's more popular. I haven't heard
anyone say VR porn since you've said it on our last season.
Who the hell do you talk to besides me that talks about porn?
And you haven't talked about it since?
No, because I'm enjoying it. I don't need to talk about it anymore. I got it out of my system. now I just have my cyber robot,
and it of course is the cum.
Yeah. I have. I actually haven't used my VR headset in a while. Huh.
Well, I guess you got something to do there too.
So we're both gonna. That kind of ruins the whole effect.
Oh, what? That everyone?
Yeah.
Knows that when we finish podcasting
that's what we're gonna go to. Oh, that's horrible. Okay, that's ruining.
Why they just listen to us masturbate for an hour on the podcast?
It's verbal masturbation.
We just do that. Yeah.
Okay. Oh God. All right.
I think I don't. You in a hurry to end the podcast now, Joe?
I'm physically removing myself from the mic.
Are you in a? Because you want to go?
I want to get my goggles on.
You want to get your goggles on?
Okay. I had one more topic to end off on, which was a quick one.
Now you're all hot and bothered, so it's going to be hard for you to get to it. Good luck.
Well,
good luck concentrating now that you're thinking about your fapping coming up.
We have to get ahead of the stories because we're always ahead, right?
We're always ahead of the stories. Yeah. But by the time you edit the show and put them online,
then we're either behind or just happening. So we have to go ahead. So I'm thinking of the jokes that are going to happen 6 months from now. So we have to think of this now. We have to monopolize on this, okay? Because the jokes 6 months from now are going to be like, all the memes are going to be people coming out from caves, you know, and seeing the daylight and people hanging out again and all that stuff. So we have to come up with something that's like way ahead so that we jump ahead on this. So I think Dr. Wilby Hartigan is going to come out with some future tips to, I guess,
to help you get back into a society.
Exactly. So be prepared for some new Dr. B. Hartigan videos.
You're telling that to the listeners, and for me, it's be prepared to
help. Yeah, to help write it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, because I'm in the middle of writing it. I got a few things on the list, but I'm opening it up to you for the first time live, so that.
Okay, and where do the listeners get their Will Be Hartigan videos again?
Everywhere that videos can play, besides Pornhub. But yeah, YouTube, our Facebook, our website. You're gonna tweet it. It's everywhere. Wherever we are, it's there.
Great.
Yeah. So, Be Offended Radio. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
And we're top 200.
And now to masturbate.
Oh, God. Okay. We got to go.
Masturbate.